Hello and welcome to Game 3 of E-Intelligence vs Imba Battlenet, the final of the first DelotA amateur tournament. I'm Just Delicious, and co-casting with me, as normal, is the wonderful Vague Raconteur.
Hello, last game was absolutely unbelievable. Imba Battlenet taking a very huge lead, going for a much more of a mid-game style, and it went so well in their favour, going for a very bursty first lane against a very more disabled lane from enemy intelligence, which just did not compare to us against this Keeper of the Light, Shadow Demon and Phantom Lancer combo. As well as the clockwork, which we have to give credit to, because my goodness, RR, does he ever miss a hookshot?
He's played that so fantastically well, especially against a bounty hunter. He really did keep the bounty hunter locked down pretty much the entire game. Imba Battlenet forgot to set their name again, but it's absolutely fine. We know who's who. We have enemy intelligence's name up, and we know who's who anyway because we know the players, so it's all okay. The normal bans are coming out at the start. We're just seeing the Batrider and the Magnus, and I really doubt that Nyx Assassin is going to be making it through the pool, so he will probably be the next ban. And because Imba Battlenet have first pick, and they played so well last game, they really do have their form back, that maybe they have the slight edge coming into this one.
Oh, definitely. But do you reckon it was just Imba Battlenet getting their form, or do you reckon enemy intelligence losing theirs? Because that was definitely not the kind of play we saw from enemy intelligence in the first game. They were so very concise. And it seems like they might have been a little bit tired, a little bit shocked by the power of the Phantom Lancer, Shadow Demon, and Keeper of the Light combo they normally use against them.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen Imba Battlenet use that combo actually a few times in this tournament so far, and they have won every game that they've managed to get it. So maybe some odd bans are going to be coming out. But Imba Battlenet are actually taking their time to think about the second ban. They really don't want to give enemy intelligence anything too strong. So they're thinking of whether they can maybe keep the Nyx Assassin for themselves by banning out someone else, maybe like a Darkseer, hoping to nick it. And if not, they can nick the Undying. So yeah, but they really are taking a very, very long time actually to think about this one. This is very surprising.
Well, this is the very, very final game. I mean, after the first game went placed very strongly in enemy intelligence favour, and then the second game went so well in theirs, it all comes down to these bans and picks. It was very much a case of who goes well against this. RR was very, very good against that with the clockwork against the bounty hunter, and now it's just Imba Battlenet thinking again. They're so very good at this picking stage. How are they going to play this one?
It's going to be fascinating to watch, really, Ben. But after Queen of Pain's actually going to get banned out by Imba Battlenet, so they are looking for one of the two big heroes, depending on what enemy intelligence gives them in this next pick. After their next ban, maybe they'll even get the Nyx Assassin if enemy intelligence would rather ban out a Darkseer. This is going to be really interesting to see actually what Imba Battlenet get to pick up because of that Queen of Pain ban.
Well, now you can see exactly what they were waiting for. They were arguing about exactly what. Well, not arguing, probably just debating about what's the best hero. You know, there's a big old pool. There's Undying, Nyx Assassin, Batrider, and Magnus. The normal ones that get banned out almost instantly, as well as Batrider. Sorry if I missed that. So they want one of these things. They're probably going to pick up the Nyx Assassin from this, I reckon, as you're probably going to be right here. I doubt that enemy intelligence are going to ban an Undying, as they did come out ineffective in their last game. So enemy intelligence probably know now, bugger, they've gone for something. Queen of Pain is only going to be banned if they're trying something clever, and Imba Battlenet are trying just
they're giving
that.
Them
They've
Nyx.
gone for banning Undying, actually, and giving them Nyx Assassin.
They're giving them Nyx Assassin if Imba Battlenet want to comply and pick him up, and there is the Nyx Assassin pick. So enemy intelligence were really taking their time thinking about it, but they needed to know which one they'd rather play against. The Keeper of the Light's going to get picked up, which is interesting because Nyx Assassin is almost a straight counter for the Keeper of the Light with that spiky carapace. That may be a little bit of an odd choice. We'll have to see how enemy intelligence decide to run it, but they're going to go for the Keeper of the Light and Shadow Demon combo straight away. So they're hoping that they can still make this work, even though the Nyx Assassin is there. And if they soul catch the Nyx Assassin, and then he pops up his spiky carapace as the Illuminate comes over, that's going to kill Keeper of the Light in one shot.
And definitely, it seems that enemy intelligence was so desperate for that combo of Keeper and Shadow Demon, which is so very powerful. So they're probably going to go for another very bursty lane. Probably not Phantom Lancer though. Surely they wouldn't try and turn in the trick straight back on them, as both teams have been using that throughout the tournament. But giving them the Nyx Assassin and choosing those two very squishy intelligent supports, it seems like a bad trade, to be honest.
Yeah, and they give him Darkseer as well. Darkseer, one of the strongest offlane heroes in the game, and he can obviously turn into an absolute force in the late game with his wall. And the Phantom Lance is going to be picked up by Imba Battlenet again. They are not giving it to enemy intelligence, and they are going to be running him on their tri-lane, possibly with a Nyx Assassin and maybe a Jakiro. This is going to be extremely interesting to see, now that Imba Battlenet have decided to go for him again after he worked so well in the last game.
Well, we know enemy intelligence stick to the meta, so what do you reckon are they going to pick? Unless Moon has his way, because he's the only one of them that really likes to go a bit crazy, and I even think he wouldn't want to throw this final with a strange pick. What do you reckon they're going to pick as their tri-lane carry?
Well, a strange pick in the final may actually work, but Luna is still in the pool if they want to pick Luna. We know that Intel really love Luna. She's one of their best carries, and she is actually one of the best carries. And there is the Luna, so we are going to see that picked up, as I just called out. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how this tri-lane works, because they both have a lot of nuke damage at the moment. If Imba decide to pick up maybe like a Chikiro, they can maybe lock down a hero long enough to actually take them out. It's just going to be really, really interesting to watch.
Well, considering enemy intelligence have the last three each team has the next three bans here, I reckon that enemy intelligence are not going to allow Imba Battlenet to have that Jakiro. They know how powerful that combo is going to be, because we're both so excited about it.
Yeah.
They know that they're not going to have that, and they're actually banning out Imba Battlenet, banning out Link, so that they're trying to get rid of that offlane. They're trying to make sure Darkseer has the offlane advantage. But we know enemy intelligence are going to be worried about that Phantom Lancer. They probably wanted it themselves, but they managed to get one of their favourite carries anyway. Just expected now Gyrocopter being banned.
Yeah, enemy intelligence banning out that Gyrocopter just in case, because he can go mid and he can be quite good in mid. And if they needed to, they could always run him on the offlane. It really does depend on what they want to do. Gyrocopter is one of those heroes that can really snowball out of control no matter where you put him in this current meta. So a nice ban by enemy intelligence, just making sure they don't do anything too sneaky with a Gyrocopter and a Phantom Lancer, because that could be a little bit of a problem. The Clinks ban is obviously a very good ban. We've seen in this tournament so far that Clinks versus Darkseer, Clinks almost always wins, but RR did play exceptionally well with Darkseer last time against Clinks, and actually managed to hold the lane, which was just exceptional play. But they're also banning out Lone Druid, so Imba Battlenet doing what they always do and just banning out those off-lane heroes to give them the best off-lane they can.
But what I've got to say is Imba might be playing this cleverly. If enemy intelligence don't realise that Temper Assassin is still in the pool, they're going to have to ban him out, as well as strong support as well for Phantom Lancer. I think the two best bans they can do here is Jakiro and Temper Assassin. If they miss either one of them, it's going to spoke devastation. They can actually pick up ban the Jakiro next time. Hoping they do ban Templar Assassin. Imba Battlenet do get the next pick, and if they pick up Templar Assassin, Queen of Pain's already out of this question, as is Bad Rider. What are they going to do? As is Magnus as well.
Well, they still have that Invoker in the pool if they need to pick him up. If the Invoker gets banned out now, then they're definitely going to have to ban out Templar Assassin. They don't really have much of a choice. Templar Assassin isn't the be-all and end-all of the game, though. We did actually see that last time, where even though she got a respectable amount of farm in mid, she really just couldn't affect any of the other lanes because of how well they went for Imba Battlenet. So, but if they do get Templar Assassin, you have to say that they do look in a much favourable position, even though enemy intelligence do have this exceptionally strong tri-lane of Luna, Shadow Demon, and Keeper of the Light.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I'm so glad that they actually managed to pick up the Jakiro ban, because we want to see a very even game, and would be well considering these teams are just so close. It just seems to be who can quite get the edge of the other, who can make the other a little bit shaken, and they just capitalise on that the second they can. Coming down to the last two bans here, one from Imba Battlenet, one from enemy intelligence. What is Imba Battlenet going to get rid of?
I know, it's going to be pretty interesting to see, and
Radiant team ban.
They missed the ban.
I think they missed the ban. They ran out of reserve time, so they've actually banned out nothing. Maybe that was a little bit of a ploy. Maybe they didn't really think of anything to ban. Maybe they just weren't paying much attention, but they've actually completely missed it, and nothing has been banned out instead. So enemy intelligence now have what can pick up pretty much anything they want. That is actually pretty huge.
Well, it could again be a trick. Imba Battlenet are sharp guys. They know exactly what they want to do. I imagine that they would not have done that on purpose, despite this being a very tense last game. Enemy intelligence actually go Lena to ban out Lena, which is a little bit strange. I guess Lena could have been something they could have denied, that Imba could have denied them, but now PA is up for grabs. It's just the next best mid that they can have. Imba are potentially going to pick this, but maybe they're shaken. They've got no reserve time, only 20 seconds to pick their heroes. They're going to have to be fast, and it's just so shocking that they missed that.
Yeah, that is pretty shocking actually, but the Lena ban is a really good ban because Lena with Nyx Assassin can really do a lot of nuke damage very early, so it makes sense they picked that. And the Crystal Maiden's going to get picked up, so for the first time we see a Crystal Maiden support hero. She's actually particularly weak, but she has that amazing frostbite and that's fantastic slow, so that's a really nice pick. We're going to have to see how that affects them. I haven't actually seen a Crystal Maiden yet, so really interesting.
Well, I'm going to have to call that she's going to need a position to be perfectly on, because a Soul Catcher on her, she's such a slow hero. Soul Catcher on her, then followed by an Illuminate from Keeper of the Light means it's all over for her so quickly. She's so squishy, so slow, but if she gets that Frostbite off, Nyx Assassin can then use his Q. It's permanently stunned for Phantom Lancer, and any intelligence pick up for Templar Assassin, which is perfect for them. Now, they could Battlenet are going to just have to pick up their mid, while enemy intelligence are going to pick up their off lane. Probably going to go with the he hasn't been banned out yet. If we know how good Moon is with a Windrunner, never ever missing a power shot. I'm really hoping to see him go with Windrunner.
No, I thought this would happen.
With Weaver on the off lane.
I was just about to say I thought this would happen. They're going to run the Dark Seer mid to counter the Templar Assassin because that Iron Shell really does break the refraction extremely quickly, and they're relying on that Weaver now to hold the off lane. And Weaver is going to have a good chance against pretty much anyone that enemy intelligence picks now to be on the off lane, be it Bounty Hunter or whoever really. But they're going to pick up Windrunner, so Moon will be on that Windrunner more than likely, as you expect. There is Moon picking up the Windrunner, and RR will probably take up that Weaver, and we'll see Weaver walk onto that off lane, and it's going to be so interesting to watch.
Well, I imagine that Weaver would probably have the advantage, considering, but then actually he relies so heavily on his Geminate to be able to just completely nuke down somebody, because it's a nuke and just prods Geminate attack, but as Windrun, the second Moon can see that coming, he can win one. You can't avoid it later game when it just goes off cooldown constantly, but earlier on, when it's got, on its first level 6 second cooldown, it's still difficult. But, he could avoid half of it. He could get off some power shots, and it could be a case of Moon winning over. He has a chance.
I still think Moon's going to have a pretty difficult lane against this Weaver. I mean, Sakuchi is so strong, and Sakuchi is probably the main spell that Weaver's going to be using, constantly spamming it, constantly harassing Windrunner, taking her health down because she does not have a lot of HP. I'm going to run through the Radiant, then we're going to switch over to the Dire, and Vague will be handling them. So Puyo will be taking up the Luna, so Luna will be on the farming duty. Vitun on the Keeper of the Light like normal. We'll see Jabet on the Shadow Demon. INF will be taking up that Templar Assassin once again, and Moon on that off lane with the Windrunner.
Meanwhile, in the Dire, we have Joker on the Dark Sea, we have Infamous on the amazing Crystal Maiden pick, RR on Weaver, MNT on the Phantom Lancer once more, and Venduz on the Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this actually goes. They're deciding to run their tri lane on the hard lane. They really want to run a tri v tri, and it looks like they're going to get it. Imba Battlenet are obliging to that, and they're just walking their tri lane down to that lane now. So RR versus Windrunner, that's going to be an interesting one to watch. That's probably going to be the main one to watch, because if this Weaver can get any sort of resemblance of farm, then or if Weaver actually just completely wins the lane, then we're going to see this Weaver really turn into a house in the late game.
Well, enemy intelligence are huge fans of having tri v tri. They often will put their tri lane on the hard lane just to be able to play it, and they hope it normally goes in their advantage. However, we were talking about it as if Moon versus RR was an almost guaranteed thing, and with these two teams it almost is. Both teams like a tri v tri fight. They have coordination to manage it. I really am looking forward to see Moon try and take off this Weaver, because Weaver does technically have the advantage, but there's no way of knowing. They're both wishing out good luck, have fun. It's a nice thing to see that kind of supportiveness, especially with everything so close and tension so high.
Yeah. Well, Moon is obviously very good on the Windrunner, and it'll be interesting to see. Yes, Coca-Cola being the best game. Okay. I don't know if that's a sponsorship shout-out. I doubt it's a sponsorship shout-out, but maybe it's just a preference shout-out. You never know. We do apologise for the slight mic issues that we're hearing off Vague. His mic quality is actually pretty abysmally bad. We will try and fix that. Hopefully in this game, maybe for the next one. It's a little bit of a pain, but it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, I'm a little bit worried about that. I've been hearing a few people listening and haven't said anything, but hopefully it's only a strange thing with DelotA when you hear a few breaks-ups to the actual client and nothing else wrong.
It actually sounds a lot worse now, I'm not going to lie. I don't know if you just changed it around a little bit, but Okay. Hopefully that'll be okay. I mean, maybe it's just a bug with my DelotA, and it's actually coming through okay in the stream. We'll have to check that.
By all means, do let us know. Just send a message to me if everything's okay, so we don't interrupt the stream. Just to let us know.
Yeah. So this tri-lane v tri-lane is going to be pretty interesting to see. We can see the wards coming out from both teams. There's a ward there, and the ward being placed here by the Windrunner. So, interesting to see the warding being so like hard at the moment. Like they're properly warding up as much as they can for these lanes. Maybe just to see who they actually had on the lane with them, or maybe they want to try and get some ganks at some point. They've got one AFK. Okay, that's a little bit odd, but hopefully we'll see that be okay. I can't imagine who's AFK though. It looks like everybody's walking around and doing what they got to do.
They've been playing for almost 2 hours now. This is a very, very hardcore best of 3. Normally finishing very much in one team's favour, but with the first kind of best of 3 we've seen, the semi-finals showed a very strong range on one person's side, but again, this is just a straight kind of so even in terms of teams. We knew enemy intelligence were very strong and Imba Battlenet were very strong too. We didn't imagine it would come this close though.
No, I really wasn't expecting it to be quite as close as it is. It is pretty ridiculously close. You can see the amount of harass that Weaver can actually put on Windrunner now. As you can see, he's already put her down to half HP, and she's going to have to back off and eat some tangos. But she does have a lot more regen than this Weaver, so that's probably going to be pretty important when it comes down to harassment.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Indeed, but Weaver has the Shikuchi, and the Shikuchi is able to completely avoid any kind of power shot with that ridiculously strong move, instantly putting him back to max speed. So he just has to watch the animations, and Ara technically should have a great time against Moon.
Is there any chance you could turn your mic up, by the way, Vague? You've just all of a sudden become quite quiet. I'm not entirely sure what it was. I heard a little bit of rustling, and then all of a sudden you were a lot quieter than you were before, and I don't know whether you can...
Oh, good God. Okay, if we just look up top, it looks like Pooh is going to be caught out already. No, he does actually manage to escape. There's just a big trading of blows there. It looks like Jabat might be caught out now. He has been frost-noded. And yes, M&T does get the kill with that ridiculously powerful Spirit Life. Pooh on very low health, but so is Venduza. If Luke can get one prod on Venduza, it will be over for him. But no, he does manage to hide. He puts up a tango, and he goes into the jungle. But he's staying around. It's very, very mad. He's only got 2 extra tangos. It's just enough to get him back to full health, but it is a bit of a waste. He could go back. I guess he just wants to stay here and keep his stun around in case, because this is such a tense tri lane.
Yeah, I don't think it's probably wise for him to go back at this stage. It will just give such a huge advantage to enemy intelligence that they just really can't afford to. They'd much prefer the Nyx Assassin to hang around just so that he can maybe get one stun off or anything, really. But we're going to have to look at this top lane, because this Weaver is really taking control of this top lane at the moment. 10 and 9 versus 6 and 0. He's denying so well against Windrunner. Windrunner really can't keep up in levels with him. She's managing to get a few more last hits now, but Weaver's already a level ahead. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this one plays out in the long run. But I can imagine Weaver's going to be having the better of the lane.
Oh, definitely. Emperor Assassin already picking up a haste ring, so if she wants to go and help, she can. She has that ability to, but with Weaver's escape, it's going to be very difficult for her to do anything. However, that haste will help with any kind of get up on the tri lane, and it adds a little more burst. It's a very, very strong burst lane. They've actually only disabled again is disruption, and a very, very slight stun of 0.6 seconds from recent beam. So if she wants to go up there, they have the potential to get a big amount of damage off, but they're going to have to be quick.
They're probably just going to Shadow Demon now level 2, so they're probably just waiting for that Soul Catcher to come up before they did anything. They've pinged out Infamous, so maybe they do want to just try and catch out that Crystal Maiden, because she is easily the weakest person on this team. Pretty again a little bit adventurous, but MN, you can tell that Imba are having the better of this lane so far. They're getting pure free farm for their carries. Although actually he hasn't managed to get a lot of last hits, it is fair to say that they're still having the best of this lane, picking up that kill pretty early on. So the haste rune actually gets popped by INF, but Joker has put her on so little HP. You can see how much harass this Darkseer is actually managing to do to her.
Oh, definitely. The Darkseer versus Templar Assassin is actually so effective. She's probably going to need to spec a little bit more into sidebase to be able to give enough counter harass. But it looks like she's going to be going desperately for that double damage. She is going to win it. which gives her the potential to just maybe knock down the Joker a little bit. Especially once she gets to level 6, she's not far off it at all. Just a little bit longer in mid, and she'll be able to put down a psionic map and possibly catch this Darkseer out, or go up top and just completely destroy, helping the team fight, which would be a lot more helpful for enemy intelligence.
Well, we have to look at bottom
the wins
because there's a little bit of an initiation, but we see that spiky carapace from the Nyx assassin doing what it needs to do to the Keeper of the Light. They actually put the disruption on the Nyx assassin, but he just spammed his carapace, and as soon as he came out of it, the Keeper of the Light just took so much damage off of his own Illuminate. It's really just a pure heavy counter. The Keeper of the Light pick probably wasn't the right choice, it has to be said. While it doesn't actually it does look like something's actually going to be happening, because here comes the Nyx stun catching 2 and the Crystal Maiden. They're going to get Puya, almost certainly. They do pick up Puya. The Nyx assassin falls, but so does V-Ton. They're going to get 2 for 1. Yes, they do, and now the Doppelwalk is going to get him away. There's no way that the Templar's going to be able to get MNT now, and Infamous just tries to run away. Doesn't look like Infamous is going to make it. The Templar Assassin will get the last hit on the Crystal Maiden, but not what they want to do. They don't want to be feeding this Phantom Lancer, and he's going to get another kill. He's actually got Jabbit as well, so he's sitting at 3-0-1, and now they're going to turn onto the Templar. No, they're not, because the stun actually came just a little bit too late for the Nyx Assassin, and he actually had to back out of it.
Oh, definitely. That's possibly the worst thing enemy intelligence could have done, is feed that Phantom Lancer that strongly. 3 kills so quickly. He's probably, we know what MT did last game. Maybe he's going to do the same. Maybe he's going to put another jump of endurance, although he doesn't need to. He can go for a faster Fusel Blade to just quickly turn this game around. Enemy intelligence are going to need to gank him as fast as possible, a little more successfully.
Yeah, and we saw Joker just like trying to push his tower as much as possible, diving underneath it with his Ion Shell on, and taking out the creep wave. It looks like he might actually be coming bottom now to maybe take Moon, or maybe he's just going to pick up this rune. He is just going to pick up this rune and continue what he's doing in mid. So yeah, we can see RR still having an amazing time on this offlane against Moon, with the amount of farm that Weaver's managing to get versus this Winder, and it's just pretty insane, really. Seeing at 28 and 18 versus 16 and 1, the power shot spam, it's just really not doing anything to Weaver. Now that Weaver has his ultimate, there's almost no way that Windrunner can really harass or kill him.
Well, it just still seems so strange that enemy intelligence, why did they pick up this Keeper of the Light? They probably have better counters. Obviously, Windrunner is not going to have the most amazing time versus it either, but Keeper of the Light, it doesn't make sense. Of course, Chakra Magic is so useful for Luna.
The diving Puya at top. The Nyx Assassin is here. He has the spiky carapace if he wants to use it. They almost certainly, they're not going to get the kill actually, because a nice disruption from Shadow Demon, although MNT walks back in, does manage to pick up the kill, and Vesuva actually manages to get away. Really, really nice play by Imba Battlenet again, using their stuns and their massive nuke damage to dive the tower and get a few kills here and there, and actually getting away from it fine as Joker takes mid. Imba Battlenet are really, really pulling away from this game.
Indeed, and Drum of Endurance is already caught by Phantom Lancer. He's just going to wait for it to come from the courier. It's so not going well for the intelligence. They're going to have to find a way to turn this around. Maybe Moon gets a lucky power shot, and definitely a shuffle shot would save him here now, because potentially he could kill RR. Still a very, very squishy hero. A little less than, tiny little bit less than him. So he could do that, but it's still going so on the table. This is double the last hits. In fact, yeah, almost double the last hits, and 20 denies compared to only 1 from Moon. The Joker is just having such a lovely time. 44 last hits and 5 denies. It was 10 plus less than 28.
Yeah, and you can see this Darkseer is actually, Darkseer is really doing the best on the map, but he's really getting ridiculously farmed. You can see the Phantom Lancer is also having a lovely time. Phantom Lancer almost matching the Darkseer on net worth, just because he has actually managed to get 4 kills and an assist, and the Weaver, the 3rd highest net worth in the game. So Imba Battlenet are actually holding the 3 top positions on net worth, and Ian Taylor really going to have to start turning this around now, or they're going to find themselves way too far behind very, very quickly.
Oh, definitely. Just the level advantage that Phantom Lancer, despite being in the trail end, is already up to level 6, while the Luna is down to level 4. Keeper of Light and Shadow Demon both being at 4 and 3 respectively. But it's just such big advantage to Imba Battlenet so early on, and this is what caused enemy intelligence to lose the first game. They're going to have to turn this around quickly. And God, it's pausing constantly. I'm not quite sure what is going on with this.
Well, they thought it was okay. They thought everything was okay, and then as soon as they went to unpause, the Templar Assassin actually disconnected. So a little bit odd, a little bit of a weird one, but he's obviously just sorting out some connection issues or something. But yeah, as we've pointed out, this Darkseer is having an amazing time against the Templar Assassin. Weaver is also having a very nice time against Moon on the Windrunner. He's a level ahead, and he's actually an entire level ahead just because of the amount of denies he's managed to pull off. He's over doubling her net worth, and yeah, it's just really not looking particularly nice for Ian Tell. They have to shake something up pretty soon, or it's just going to keep getting worse for them.
Definitely, a push already is very, very big for Joker. It's quite impressive actually to see a Darkseer in mid, something you don't often see against a Templar Assassin, but working so very well. And what can TA do, despite being technically kind of a ranged hero? Her sideblades are the things that gain extra bonus attack range, and you know, sideblades do actually help her. She needs to spend more into it if she wants to be able to escape it. But what else can she do? This iron shell can be put on the group right near her. And if she wants to do any farm in this early game, she's just completely shut down, or she has to take a heck of a lot of damage.
Yeah, she really has been taking a lot of damage so far, and there's not really much that anybody can really do about it. It's like, I can't imagine how Ian Tell are going to have to shake this up to manage to pull back what they're to pull back the deficit that they're in. They're going to have to try and get this Luna some more farm, because she is really, really struggling, sitting on 1.5k, half of what the Phantom Lancer has, and it's just not working out the way that Ian Tell really wanted. They thought they had the better tri-lane, but then that Nyx Assassin, such a good counter for the Keeper of the Light. The Illuminate spam just really isn't effective.
And here we go, we're finally back into the game. It's interesting to see exactly now. Moon is determined to try and capture this arrow. She's putting down sentry wards, but Alright is able to move so fast with Shikuchi. Is it really worth it? It seems like a dust would be a little bit more worthwhile. She is landing those power shots. We know Moon is so good at landing those power shots, however. So potentially with a shackle, now power shots are pulled on again, could take him down. Oh, we missed one down.
Yeah, but you have. I don't think Dust would be particularly effective at all, because you do have to remember this is a Weaver and he does have his ultimate. And he can just pop it and get rid of the Dust like immediately. So he's probably just putting the sentry wards down just so that he can harass RR when he's in Sakuchi form, just so that he can get a few more harassment blows in, because he does have more tangos. So that's the way he's probably looking at it. Sentry ward placement being put down by enemy intelligence just to try and counter the really annoying doppelwalk from the Phantom Lancer, but they've spotted Joker in the trees. Are they going to actually go for him? I don't think they are. He has a surge, so he's going to quite easily get away if he wants to, but no, he's walked straight back in. They might actually be able to take him out. The disruption didn't quite get popped, and Joker's just going to be able to walk away from this one. Little bit of lack of communication, but round the back we have the entire of Imba team now diving. The Crystal Maiden gets taken out by a really nice power shot by Moon, but Jabbit's going to fall quite easily. So's MNT though, by the looks of it. He actually has the doppelwalk, so he's going to get away. Nyx Assassin, really nice play by him to get away from it, but the Illuminate does kill him in the end. MNT now has to hide, and that did not go the way they wanted to. They've seen MNT. MNT has to run. They know where he is. Then they're going to get him. He actually manages to get the kill on Luna before he dies. So it wasn't all wasted, but that was really, really not probably worth it for Imba Battlenet diving into the tower so far, especially when they were so far ahead already.
Well, enemy intelligence losing Puha there wasn't exactly what they wanted, but it is a turnaround, and it shows you again, enemy intelligence are not going to give this up. They're going to keep fighting, and that was a perfect way of just leveling up the battlefield. If we actually look at last hits and denies, despite Phantom Lancer having 5 kills and 1 death, Luna is only slightly winning this kind of farm battle. She's managing to keep up despite dying 3 times, and that is exactly what you want to see.
Well, you say that, but if you flick it over to the net worth, you can really see the difference that the Phantom Lancer has been able to get, seeing that Puha has died so many times, so Phantom Lancer's got so many kills. He's absolutely miles ahead. He's almost 2,000 gold ahead in net worth. So even though Luna's had the best of the last hits, she really just hasn't been able to do anything in this game. Phantom Lancer is now going to really start looking towards making his diffusal blade, and as soon as he's got that, huge problems for Ian Tell.
Oh, definitely. It's a good job that they do have this Phantom Lancer. Again, very, very close to Phantom Lancer, to Templar Assassin. Very, very close to Phantom Lancer. It looks now like Phantom Lancer may actually be going for it. No, they actually go for Jabet. Next Assassin using his Q on him. And Phantom Lancer does use his Q as well as a few crosses to get away. He double walks away. This is going to be caught up by the Templar Assassin. Venduza might be too. He doesn't have any form of escaping. He does have Spike Carapace, and that actually manages to keep him away. It makes INF back off. Now Joker might be telling us around the INF may well die. She's actually melted, but it's not going to save against INF Shell. And no, Joker does actually manage to get the kill on Templar Assassin. Now it's Puha is just completely stuck. Jabba is down. He ported back in to try and get here, but it's just going to be feeding. And my god, that couldn't have gone worse for Puha. 4-0. Actually 5 considering Puha just died and came straight back. Sorry, not Puha. Shadow Demon died and came straight back just to feed again. Really unfortunate for enemy intelligence.
Yeah, that really didn't work out the way they were expecting that to. They one of them got caught out, and then they just kind of seemed to like just to bottle it slightly, and they all just went in one at a time, maybe trying to pick someone off or maybe get a kill. And as soon as the Templar Assassin had dived past the into their jungle, that really was looking pretty bad for them, especially with Spike Carapace up. The Templar Assassin just couldn't attack the Nyx Assassin to get the kill in. So Nyx Assassin was able to just do whatever he wanted, and Joker coming around the back with his Ion Shell was just doing a tremendous amount of damage. So again, really nice play by Imba Battlenet to get that one, and Darkseer will now be picking up a double damage rune. And actually, they're going to go on to Moon. Moon might get caught. The Swarm actually completely misses him, but Venduva just didn't go for it. I was expecting Venduva just to go for the attack. They're sending 3 or 4 people down now, although the Windrunner is actually hiding right underneath. They're actually just going to go for him. They're going to go straight for him, but Moon's actually teleported away, so this is going to be a complete wasted dive. There's no one down there anymore. If enemy intelligence can actually get themselves down here quickly, then they could catch 1 or 2 of them out. No, it looks like this. It looks like they're just going to lose the tower instead.
Well, actually, that was quite slow play there by Venduza. He had the potential to spot Impale and then just completely catch Moon out. They definitely got the kill, but no, they did not go for it. Venduza didn't Impale, and therefore Windrunner is just able to port away. Something that's really quite silly by him.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't go for that Windrunner, but maybe they were expecting a little bit more TP support coming in. The Nyx Assassin didn't particularly want to just try and go for a kill there when they had a free tower when the rest of the team was coming down. But look at Joker now harassing with that Iron Shell, and we also have the Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin is going to easily pick up that Keeper of the Light, and now Imph is going to die. He doesn't even have Refraction up. The Meld's not going to save him, so a double kill for Joker. Nice play by Imba Battlenet, and they're really taking control of this third game.
I just feel so bad for enemy intelligence, as Imba Battlenet really strongly taking the lead again. If we look at that net worth, Phantom Templar Assassin now at 3.6k, but Darkseer so far ahead, almost at 6,000, as well as Weaver just not far with him, and Imba and MNT at 5,000. It's just complete domination here from Imba Battlenet's point of view. They're going for such an early kind of rush, and it's working so well in their favour. They've taken tier 1 mid and tier 1 bottom. Meanwhile, just enemy intelligence not able to take a single tower, really struggling to get kills. It's a good job that the Templar Assassin has, but it's just not quite enough. They really need Lunas to get a bit more.
Well, you see how well Phantom Lancer is actually doing so far. 7-1-4 he's sitting at, so he's already managed to get 7 kills, and Templar Assassin's only got 3, so it looks like they're going to have a little bit of a problem trying to keep this Phantom Lancer down, but they're really going to try and push this tower now. They've actually gone for an absolute 5-man push to try and take it. They're not sparing anybody. They really want this their first tier 1 tower to give them some gold advantage, and Imba Battlenet just comply and let it drop. They know that there's no way they're going to be able to defend that tower, and if Intel keep pushing, then maybe they'll put up a little bit of a defense for the next one, but there's no point quite now. They have Weaver farming really, really well. Already got his Perseverance, now looking towards finishing up that Lincoln's. He's going to have his his ultimate orb pretty soon. He's sitting on nearly 1800 gold, so but Intel are just carrying on pushing. They're going for their second tier 2. They're going for their first tier 2, sorry. They're really just going for it now.
Dire's top tower is
Indeed, but they have to, because they know how dangerous Phantom Lancer is. They cannot let Phantom Lancer get to the late game. After he's got so many kills, he has got the farm advantage. Enemy intelligence are well aware of that, but Luna is a great pusher. The second she starts to build up a Moonblade, she has the potential to win it in terms of pushing, which Phantom Lancer can do too, but does need a little bit more into level.
Imba have just dived it though. Imba are diving it. Imba are diving it. They've actually got the Iron Shell on Venduva, so he's going to get a kill, but no, the Lunar ulti actually takes him out. The Darksteel Wall does pretty much nothing, and now they're turning around and going to try and take out Joker. The ultimate from Crystal Maiden gets stopped really nice by Jabbit, and Infamous looks like he's going to drop now as well. RR and Vezuva teleport back in to try and get it. Infamous still hanging around. Inf taken down. Nyx Assassin still running through the trees. He looks like he wants to try and take out Vita, and he's going to get Vita if he can auto-attack him. He can auto-attack him now, and then he'll stun, and that'll be a pretty easy kill for him. As we look back actually into the woods, it looks like Moon's just trying to run away, but it doesn't look like he's going to get there. He doesn't have any more mana up. The Nyx Assassin in 3 seconds can cast his stun once again and get a pretty easy kill on Moon. They don't even need it though. Joker arrives, and really nice play by Imba Battlenet. They've just taken another fight to them and just turned it around where it looked like it was going to go so bad at the start with that Lunar ulti really damaging everyone just tremendously, and the Templar Assassin was there as well, but
Indeed, it didn't quite go as well as enemy intelligence wanted, but they did show there, especially with INF, that perfect core just managed to survive on about 50 HP. Really impressive play there from him. It's just such a shame that they didn't quite manage to win that team fight, but again, that's showing that kind of spark. It is not over by a long shot. They have the potential to win a team fight, and I'm sure they will win at least one more, and just turn this game around a little bit.
yeah, they can quite easily turn it around. I mean, Templar Assassin now has a haste rune, so that's going to certainly help them. They could catch Crystal Maiden if she decides to go onto the high ground. Infamous is absolutely no man's land, completely on his own. But INF is not going to go for it, and instead just going to go round the back and maybe try and push this tower as much as possible. But in the meantime, they're actually letting Weaver get complete free farm, who now has his ultimate orb, will have his Lincolns up in a few minutes, and the Phantom Lancer also just having a lovely time farming. And now they all port in, so now we're going to see something happen. RR the first one to port in. Crystal Maiden just flicks up that frostbite, and it's basically just a little bit of harassment. Each team harassing. Look how much damage Infamous took just off of that one Illuminate from the Keeper of the Light. That was absolutely insane.
I don't know where Jamie is. Sorry, I thought he was going to be continuing to cast that. Nyx Assassin actually managing to pick up the double damage, and they're really good denying of INF. It looks like it might be all over for an INF, but a perfect Illuminate actually just hits all 4 of them and manages to kill off Crystal Maiden. INF might survive this, but will she? Well, she knows she will not. Vacuum keeping up with the surge, just impossible to avoid. And now it comes down to Moon, who is definitely going to fall as well. Really, really, really unfortunate for enemy intelligence. It's just the worst thing is that Shadow Demon's disruption was just a little bit too late, allowing Assassin to get the double damage, which if INF got would have almost definitely turned that team fight around.
Yeah, certainly. Sorry, I think I had a little bit of a mic issue then. It wasn't really picking up very well, but it sorted itself out now. I just muted it and unmuted it, and it seems to be okay. It was a little bit of a Twitch bug, I think. But yeah, MNT, you see the harassment he's been able to put on. He's actually able to just dive towers and get kills if he really needs to. And look at the amount of illusions he has. He hasn't even done anything, so he might actually be able to kill Vitan. No, the illusions didn't quite do enough damage, but he is going to be taking out Puya. He's also just going to keep on diving. It's just ridiculous how they can dive at 19 minutes. He's going to kill Jabbit as well quite easily. There's another double kill for MNT. They just cannot deal with this Phantom Lancer, and the amount of nuke he does off that Spirit Lance is just absolutely insane.
Well, both Phantom Lancer and Weaver are fed now. Weaver is just fed.
Oh, they've actually called GGs. They've called the GGs, and it looks like it's all over, and it looks like the first winners of the DelotA Amateur 2 tournament will be Imba Battlenet, and Imba Battlenet will be coming up against Team Infused in the showcase match. Ian Tail didn't want to go anymore. They knew it was over, and they knew that they just couldn't deal with the Phantom Lancer anymore. What fantastic play that we've seen in this final by both teams, especially Imba Battlenet, who actually managed to take the win in the end.
Absolutely, we've seen some incredible tricks from Battlenet, and ultimately I suppose that slightly unusual way of playing. They've had a Gyrocopter mid, they've had a Darkseer mid, they've done some crazy things throughout the tournament that just aren't following the meta, and it wins them so well. And again, now they're going to be coming against Team Infused in the showcase game, and we cannot wait to see this because they so deserve it. They played so hard this game, and they've just managed to come a little bit in front of enemy intelligence in this last third game.
Yeah, what amazing play by there. It's going to be so interesting to see them come up against a professional team, because they really do play with that spark and that sort of intelligence that you need to be a pro team. They really do have that sort of group mentality that you need. They work so well together. I'm not entirely... Okay, Vague's just typing. Okay.
Sorry. I just wanted to say something, because my god, the first winners of the DelotA tournament, we can't actually believe it's managed to get here, but
yeah,
there we go. We have an amazing team winning in the Battlenet. Let's just go over some of the things we saw in that best of 3. We saw the most amazing thing we've seen, a Chen using smoke to actually avoid a death so close in what was that, 10 minutes in, still no first death, and he just managed to use that to avoid death from a homing missile. How genius is that?
Yeah, such fast thinking. We've seen both these teams just play exceptionally well. The using the smoke to dodge that homing missile, not allowing the kill from the gyrocopter was just exceptionally good play and really quick thinking by them. And we also saw the Magnus getting through the pool, and Magnus actually being the one that dominated that game. So the only time Magnus has made it through the pool in this entire tournament, he really did show why he is a first ban hero, and Ian Tail actually did take that game 1. But it was the clockwork that did it in game 2. The clockwork was just exceptional.
Oh, definitely. I mean, no single hookshot was missed. Both Moon and Ara are amazing offlaners, but Ara just showing an incredible adaptability at landing those hookshot through creeps. It's like a punch hook, but even worse because you're the one who puts yourself completely at risk. And look how well it paid off. Just instantly managed to help everything. Well, Phantom Lancer was able to get some nice easy farm, and it won them the second game. And now this time, they didn't even need that. Would have had such a great time in the offlane. Well, Phantom Lancer picked up so many kills on a tri-lane where the Sabres came in handy. Next Assassin, such a perfect counter to Keeper of the Light. It still bothers me why enemy intelligence would still choose Keeper.
They really did think that maybe it would be okay, because they did have the Shadow Demon